every morning is an opportunity to reset, to align, and to refocus. But too many of us begin our day chasing tasks before checking in with who we are. That's why the first and most powerful shift you can make is to speak identity before activity. Before you open your phone, before you scroll through messages, before you even think about your to-do list, you must first affirm the truth of who you are. Because when you don't speak identity, the world will try to assign it for you. Confidence isn't something you wake up with. It's something you speak into existence. It's something you declare long before it shows up in your circumstances. And here's what most people don't realize. The words you say to yourself in those first moments of the morning set the tone for everything that follows. If your first thoughts are of worry, pressure, or inadequacy, your day begins on shaky ground. But if your first phrases are rooted in truth about your identity, your value, your calling, then even if the day throws you off course, your foundation remains unshaken. You must start with phrases like, I am grounded, I am chosen, I am disciplined, I am more than a conqueror, I carry peace, I walk in wisdom. These aren't just motivational quotes. They are identity anchors. They remind your spirit of what's already inside of you. Because the truth is, life will pull you in 100 directions. People will demand things from you. Situations will pressure you to perform. But when you've already declared your identity, you don't have to seek it from the world. Think about it. If you start your morning saying, I'm behind, I didn't do enough yesterday, I'm not sure if I can handle today, what kind of energy does that bring into your actions? That language introduces fear, pressure, and instability. It makes your tasks feel heavier and your purpose feel more distant. But when you wake up and say, I am built for this, I rise with strength, I operate from purpose, suddenly the same tasks look different. The same schedule feels more doable. That's because you're operating from a secure identity, not from insecurity or anxiety. And don't wait for the feeling to show up. If you wait to feel confident before you speak confidence, you'll be stuck in a loop of hesitation. Your feelings follow your focus. When your words are full of truth, your emotions eventually catch up. That's why speaking identity is not about pretending. It's about reminding. You're reminding yourself of what God has already placed inside you. You're waking up the warrior within, not waiting for the world to validate it. You don't need the perfect morning routine to do this. You don't need a fancy journal or a 2-hour meditation. You just need to take a few intentional moments before the noise, before the demands, and speak truth over yourself. Look in the mirror and declare, I am worthy. I am capable. I carry peace. I bring value everywhere I go. And don't rush through it. Let the words settle in your spirit. Let them break through the doubt that tries to creep in before the sun fully rises. Because here's the secret. Activity that's not rooted in identity leads to burnout. You'll find yourself doing more, but becoming less. But when your activity flows from identity, you move with purpose. You make better decisions. You set healthier boundaries. You say no to distractions and yes to what truly matters. Identity gives your activity direction. Without it, you're just reacting to life instead of leading it. This is how confidence is built. Not in moments of achievement, but in moments of alignment. alignment with who you really are, not what others say you are, not what your past says you are, but what truth says you are. And every single morning, you have the power to choose that truth, to speak it, to believe it, and to walk in it before anything else begins. Let your first words lead your first steps. Speak identity before activity, and you'll find clarity follows closely behind. Every day begins with a decision. Will I lead my mind, or will I let the day lead it for me? That's why the second key to walking in daily confidence and clarity is this. You must declare direction, not distraction. Before the world tries to pull your attention in 1,000 directions, you must choose where your focus goes. And the way you do that is through your words. Words are not just sounds. They are steering wheels. What you say in the morning sets the course for where your thoughts, energy, and decisions will go throughout the day. You don't drift into clarity. You don't stumble into focus. You declare it, you claim it, you protect it, and the only way to truly protect your focus is to guide it early. Before life gets loud, before demands pile up, before distractions disguise themselves as opportunities, it starts with intentional phrases, phrases that speak to your vision, phrases that cut through the noise. Instead of waking up and thinking, what do I have to get done today? Try declaring, today I choose focus. I walk in direction. I will not be swayed by every little thing. There's a power in choosing your thoughts before they choose you. Because let's be honest, distraction doesn't always look like failure. Sometimes it looks like busyness. It looks like saying yes to everything, answering every message immediately, getting caught in the urgency of what's around you instead of staying rooted in what's within you. But when you begin your day declaring your direction, you remind yourself that not everything deserves your attention, not every voice deserves a response, not every opportunity is your assignment. And when you say phrases like, I move with intention, I guard my focus, I am not led by urgency, I'm led by purpose. You start building internal clarity that external chaos cannot shake. It's not about having a perfect schedule or having every moment planned out. It's about having a mindset that filters out the noise and locks into the signal. This is especially important because the world will always try to offer you something urgent, something shiny, something that feels important in the moment but pulls you off course in the long run. That's how people end up exhausted. That's how people end up halfway through their day wondering, why do I feel so scattered? Why do I feel so far from what matters? It's not because you didn't work hard. It's because your energy was divided between distractions instead of directed toward purpose. So every morning you have to speak it, not just think it, speak it. Because when you hear yourself declare direction, your brain starts to reinforce it. Your actions begin to follow your voice. Declare, I stay on track today. I say no to the unnecessary. I lean into what I've been called to do. Say it, even if you feel distracted. Say it, especially when you know the day ahead might try to throw you off. And remember, clarity isn't just about knowing what to do, it's about knowing what to ignore. You can't hold on to peace if you're chasing everything that moves. You can't build momentum if you're constantly switching lanes. Direction demands discipline, and that discipline begins with the phrases you allow to dominate your thoughts. You have to decide, will I let the day define me, or will I define the day? This is where power truly starts to grow in your life, when your decisions flow from direction, not from pressure, not from fear, not from people pleasing, but from a place of internal clarity. And that clarity begins with simple, intentional declarations. You don't have to shout it. You don't have to make a show of it. Just to begin your morning with truth, I know where I'm going. I'm not overwhelmed. I'm aligned. I choose what deserves my energy today. And when distractions come, and they will, you can return to that morning moment. You can remind yourself, I've already decided. I've already declared what matters. This moment doesn't get to steal my focus. That's the beauty of speaking direction first thing in the morning. It gives you an anchor, something to return to when the winds of the day try to knock you off course. There's something powerful about starting your day with that level of intentionality. It doesn't just help you focus, it elevates how you carry yourself. You stop reacting and start responding. You stop trying to do everything and start doing the right things. And over time, those little decisions, that clarity of direction compounds into big breakthroughs. So don't let the world write your story for the day. Don't hand over the pen to chaos. Start your day with direction. Speak where you're going. Declare what matters. And you'll find that clarity and confidence don't just show up. They become the natural result of a life aligned with purpose. Declare direction and you defeat distraction before it even begins. We've talked about speaking identity and declaring direction, but here's the truth that holds them together. Your words have the power to either feed doubt or fuel strength. Every single morning, whether you realize it or not, you're already talking to yourself. And if you don't take control of that conversation, doubt will. That's why the third key to confidence and clarity is this: you must replace doubt with power language. Doubt doesn't always show up loud. Sometimes it whispers. It slips in between your thoughts. It sounds like, what if I mess up again? Or what if I'm not good enough? It's subtle, but it's powerful. And if you let those kinds of thoughts go unchecked, they start to build a narrative, a story about your life that is based on fear instead of truth. But here's what changes everything. You get to choose the language of your life. You don't have to let those thoughts run wild. You can speak back. You can shift the atmosphere of your mind with intentional, truth-filled, powerful language. The kind of language that silences self-doubt and calls out the strength already within you. Start with phrases like, I am equipped for today. I have everything I need within me. I don't need to be perfect to make progress. I am growing, learning, and getting stronger. These aren't empty motivational words. These are declarations of reality. Because your potential doesn't come from how you feel in the moment. It comes from who you are and who you are becoming. And when you speak power language, you're not denying the struggle. You're choosing to rise above it. You're saying, I see the challenge, but I still believe in what's possible. I feel the fear, but I choose to move anyway. I may not have it all figured out, but I am not disqualified. That kind of language shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's strong. One of the biggest lies doubt tells us is that we have to wait until we feel confident to speak confidently. But that's backwards. You don't speak powerfully because you feel powerful. You feel powerful because you speak powerfully. Words are not just a reflection of belief. They are the builders of belief. What you say over time shapes what you believe, and what you believe shapes how you live. That's why every morning you need to catch the doubt early. The moment that insecure voice starts whispering, "You're not ready for today. You'll probably fail again," you need to interrupt it. Stop it mid-sentence and say, "No, I am more than ready. I'm not walking into today alone. I'm covered, I'm equipped, and I'm aligned with purpose." Do not let doubt finish its sentence. Replace it immediately. And this takes practice. You're not just rewiring language, you're rewiring thought patterns. Some of us have spent years speaking doubt over ourselves without even realizing it. So when you start replacing that with power language, it might feel awkward at first. You might not fully believe the words in the beginning, but say them anyway. You're not lying to yourself, you're leading yourself. You're reminding your spirit of what's deeper than fear, what's stronger than insecurity. Let's get practical. When you wake up and your mind wants to go to that place of pressure, "I've got too much to do, I'm already behind, I can't handle this," pause. Take a deep breath and say instead, "I take one step at a time. I am not overwhelmed, I am organized. I have the strength to handle today with peace and power." Watch how your mind begins to slow down. Watch how your body starts to respond. That's the effect of power language. It realigns you with truth. Because let's be honest, doubt doesn't just stay in your head, it leaks into your behavior. It changes how you walk into a room. It shapes how you speak to others, how you show up in your work, how you handle pressure. But the same is true with confidence. When you begin your day replacing doubt with truth-filled language, everything else aligns behind it. Your posture shifts, your mindset clears, your energy becomes purposeful. It's not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing not to be dominated by fear. It's about speaking to the strength that's already in you, but might have been buried by years of negative self-talk. And the good news is this: you don't need anyone's permission to begin. You don't need a certain personality type or a flawless past. All you need is a decision, a daily decision to speak words that carry power. So stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting for the perfect moment to believe in yourself. The moment is now. The words are yours to choose. And when you choose power over doubt, truth over fear, strength over insecurity, you step into a version of yourself that's been waiting all along to be called forward. Replace doubt with powered language, and you don't just change your mornings, you change your momentum. ChatGPT said, there's a shift that happens in your life when you stop speaking from your problems and start speaking from your promise. The final key to unlocking real morning confidence and clarity is learning to speak as if it's already done. This is more than positive thinking, it's prophetic speaking. It's not just hoping something good happens, it's choosing to speak like it already had. Too often we speak from a place of reaction based on what we see, what we feel, what's not going right. But the truth is, your words have creative power. When you speak from faith, you begin shaping the atmosphere around you. You don't wait for the situation to improve before you speak strength. You speak strength, and then your situation begins to respond to it. In the morning, before you do anything else, this is your opportunity to speak into the future you want to see, not based on fantasy, but based on faith. Say things like, "Today is filled with favor. Opportunities are opening for me. I attract peace. I walk in purpose. The right connections are being made. Provision is already on its way. Might not look like it right now, but you're not speaking what you see, you're speaking what you believe. And this kind of language doesn't mean you're ignoring reality. It means you're refusing to let reality limit you. You're declaring, just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't. Just because I can't see the outcome doesn't mean the breakthrough isn't already in motion. Speaking as if it's already done isn't arrogance, it's alignment. You're aligning your mouth with your mission. There's something powerful about speaking from a finished place. It changes the way you carry yourself. It changes how you make decisions. You stop asking, what if it doesn't work? And you start asking, how will I respond when it does? That subtle shift builds expectation, and expectation is the soil where confidence grows. This mindset trains you to see life differently. Instead of waking up saying, I hope today goes well, you say, today's already working for my good. Instead of worrying about the unknown, you affirm, what's meant for me is already making its way to me. I walk in peace because my steps are ordered. That doesn't mean every detail is perfect. It just means your perspective is. And here's what happens when you start speaking like it's already done, you begin to act like it's already done. You walk into rooms differently. You handle challenges with a steady heart. You make decisions with clarity instead of fear. Because your internal world isn't being driven by doubt, it's being directed by declaration. You're not just waiting on good things, you're welcoming them. You're not just surviving your days, you're speaking life into them. The words you use in the morning can either invite more chaos or create more confidence. That's why it's so important to be intentional. You're not repeating empty affirmations. You're speaking destiny. You're calling things that are not as though they are. That's the power of living by faith, not just by facts. Speak to your future like it's listening, because it is. Speak to your mind like it's moldable, because it is. Speak to your goals like they are already unfolding, because they are. Every morning you get to choose. Will I speak from fear or from faith? Will I speak from limitation or from promise? And let's be honest, some days it's going to be hard to believe the words you're saying. Life doesn't always give you easy circumstances, but that's exactly why this practice matters so much. It's easy to speak faith when things are going well, but real strength is when you say, even though I don't see it yet, I still declare it. Even though I feel tired, I still claim clarity. Because your words have the power to either reinforce your struggle or release your strength. And what you speak consistently, you begin to believe deeply. Over time, that belief reshapes how you move through the world. You stop being driven by emotion and start being led by truth. You stop bracing for the worst and start expecting the best. Not in denial, but in defiance of doubt. So tomorrow morning and every morning after that, speak as if it's already done. Not because you're pretending, but because you're partnering with a higher reality. A truth that says you are not behind, you are not broken, and you are not alone. You are being guided, prepared, and positioned. Speak from that place. Live from that place. And when you do, your confidence won't be shaken by circumstances, and your clarity won't depend on what others say. It will come from within. From the daily decision to speak life, believe truth, and move forward as if the door has already opened. Speak it until you see it, and you'll see it because you spoke it.